And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
All right, Champreet is here to help kick things off on Ask Roz and Mocha. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Mocha?
Good, buddy. What is your question for everybody?
So the question I asked is, what problem or situation did TV or movies make you think would be common, but when you grew up, you found out it wasn't?
Do you have an answer, Champreet?
Yeah, I actually have two. I was thinking about this too. So one, growing up watching like TV shows and movies, I thought like in elementary school and high school, food fights would be very common in cafeterias. But
Food
I
fights?
never,
Yeah. Every movie. You're
yeah,
right.
someone would just stand up and scream "food fight," start swinging bananas and whatnot. But
Good
that
one.
never happened.
Okay.
And then
what else?
Another one is, I guess this is also influenced with, telling teachers teaching about drugs and all that. But in movies, I would see that I thought it would be very common for strangers to approach you and pressure you to take drugs, but I never experienced that in my life.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I would say from movies growing up. That I thought love triangles were going to be far more common as you grew up, right?
So you were getting ready?
What's
to be
that?
a part
Yeah,
of
like
one?
I just thought that you would go through multiple love triangles in your life, right? Never did. I thought just that sort of like sort of college life was going to be very different because you grew up watching these American sort of college-based films, and college looked awesome in those movies, right? Like it really did, but it just wasn't like that at all. You didn't have that kind of culture,
Like an all-around party all the time.
Also that. I thought that you would be like at one time in my life, I would have to either enter something or escape from somewhere using only the air ducts.
Like a Die Hard.
Right?
Yeah.
Everybody goes through air ducts in movies. Everybody goes through air ducts in movies. Never has it even like.
Have you ever been in an air duct at all?
No. I mean, I've been when they've been installing them and stuff like this.
But never had to climb through one.
Well, no. Who has to ever climb through one, right? You don't even know where it goes, right? But you can get anywhere in a movie through an air duct.
And if there's a weak spot, like you're falling right through the thing, right?
Yeah. You can get anywhere. You can travel to magical places in movies through air ducts.
I have gone through an air duct.
Have you?
When?
At Holy Blossom, the temple I was in, when we did a sleepover at the synagogue, we crawled through and then went in the crawl space above the sanctuary through the air duct.
Through an air duct?
Yeah, and that's how you
in
get
it, like the metal tube, all four sides?
Yeah, that's how you get into the crawl space above the main sanctuary.
Oh, jeez.
And what'd you do once you got there?
You sort of looked down, Susie would wave from below, and then you'd come back around. And
Oh,
then
you
the
did
next
that?
group would
Oh,
go.
people were there?
Yeah, it was one of the activities.
Huh?
It was one of the overnight activities with the youth group.
Was
They
to
made you
go through the air duct?
It was whoever wants to go was like something fun to do. I'm not.
That doesn't seem safe at all.
That sounds,
Maybe that's why Susie was fired.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that sounds like like when made up fun. You know what I mean? Like when your mom didn't want to buy you the new thing, so she'd make you something.
Yeah.
Here, I crocheted you a wrestling doll.
We have one at home.
You know what I mean?
I got all the stuff at home to make you one.
Yeah.
It's fine. I think the watching crime shows or movies and seeing how over dramatic some crimes, how it took to solve the crime, right? Over dramatically and quickly, and then the perp was caught and then gone to court, and like that whole process happened like rather quickly in such a quick sequence.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh God, yes.
But in real life, that stuff years and years and years. Right?
Yeah. They still do that on Law and Order. Like they arrest the guy and the trial happens, before the end of the episode.
Like the next day.
But that would literally be for like one of those sex crimes. Like you're looking at like 3 years minimum before that thing goes to trial.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's just no way. I also thought that that more people would be really great friends with their exes. Because that always happened in movies, right?
Yeah.
Where you had everybody had like that ex that they were cool with that would still like try and hook, like fix you up, kind of thing. And also the other thing that I thought happened a whole lot more was like one punch knockouts.
Oh,
right?
sure.
In movies, you see that all the time. One
Yeah.
punch knockout, and the guy's out for like forever, like 15 minutes until somebody comes and wakes him up. But people don't get knocked out like that, right?
Hey, that was a great question, Champreet. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. I just wanted to say congratulations to Roz on his being engaged and the success of his book.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
I did purchase it, even though on the deep dive you call me a dimbat.
That happens.
Oh, damn.
That happens, man. Thanks, dude.
Yikes. Roz feels super bad now. Thanks, man. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too, guys.
Later, dude. RP says, now that Roz and Catherine are getting married, will Tiffany Haddish be invited to the wedding?
Oh, come on now. Why you gotta bring up old flames?
Oh no! When it gets announced, like if anyone has a problem with the two of them getting married, like speak up.
Stands up.
She stands
Come
up.
on now.
Do you love me?
Yeah. I thought you said you were in love with me. Steph
Love me.
has this question: does Damnit Matthew know that he's frequently part of the show, or does Maury film him in secret and air it without Matthew knowing?
I'd say some of the segments, like the House of the Dragon stuff, he knows I'm recording.
Yeah.
But a lot of the other, and the lockbox thing, but a lot of the other stuff he doesn't.
Right. Yeah. Because oftentimes Maury will hide the phone or the microphone or wherever it is just to get that.
Like when he's taking a soak in the tub and he busts into the bathroom and he's like yelling at you. Like he doesn't know about any of that, right?
Hell no.
Or the time when he walked into the bathroom and he was sitting on the toilet.
My next thing, and I'm trying to figure out, I really want to record this. Every time we come back home after walking Andy Monroe, he takes Andy into the bathroom to clean his paws, and he talks to Andy and like gives him direction. And I really need to record this.
Like telling him which one to lift?
Yes, and Andy, I told you to stay, or you're not getting your stew, like stuff like that. And I'm like, I need to record this one day because
So
it's
why don't you just like record and like walk in there and say, let me give you a hand. Let me help you out.
I need to put the recording device in there and leave because I'm never in there when he does this.
You need to leave it in there, go on the walk, and then have him come back in and do his thing, and then go and fetch it afterwards, right? Yeah. So what, you're on stew duty, he's on pod duty?
He's like, do stew.
So weird.
Richard says here, if you take one lasagna and layer it on top of another lasagna, do you still have two lasagnas or has it become one lasagna?
That's one lasagna.
That's
I think that's one.
question.
Well, it's because the concept of a lasagna is the layers, right? So you're just adding more layers to an existing lasagna.
I know, but there is a top on a lasagna, though, right? Like that. That top layer of a lasagna is definitely a top layer. Like that's
it's
the
noticeable.
sort of top,
But
right?
you would have to have the other one askew so that you could see both tops.
Then it's not one lasagna.
Right, then it's two. But if you just stack it, then it's one.
No, because I think that it would still be two lasagnas stacked.
No, I say one.
Yeah,
I think it's one lasagna.
I'm going two lasagnas.
So what if you
on that
cut a
one.
square from one lasagna and put it on another piece of the same lasagna? Is that now two lasagnas?
Yeah, it's two pieces stacked. It's not one big piece.
It's not one big piece.
No, it's not. It's two pieces.
No,
I think this concept that Richard is talking about, where you take, I can't believe we're spending this much time.
If you put one pie on top of another pie, is it
no,
one
but
pie
that
or
pie
two pies?
no, it's two pies because
Why?
the pie has an existing bottom. The shape of a lasagna is the same. It's consistent.
No, it
You're
is
just
not.
layering.
The top layer of a lasagna is definitely a
I
top.
agree
It's
with
crunchy. It's cooked differently.
Sure.
You do
I
other
agree with
things
that.
to it. That is what makes it a top. If I pulled that layer off,
Then it's one lasagna.
then it's one lasagna.
I still think in this case, it's still one lasagna.
Yeah.
And it would be a nice added surprise if I dip my fork in there and I get top layer and then soft layer, soft layer, soft layer, and then like a top layer somewhere there in the middle. Oh, so good. I still think it's one lasagna.
You do, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm
See,
going
because there was
I'm
a
going two
burger that I
lasagnas.
saw that was two grilled cheese sandwiches with a patty in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Is that when they stack it with the burger, they're calling it a burger. Is that two grilled cheese with a patty in the middle, or is that like a grilled cheese burger?
So it goes toast, cheese, toast.
It's a grilled cheese
patty.
sandwich. You make two grilled cheese sandwiches
Yeah.
and you use those as the buns.
Then that's two grilled cheese sandwiches, I say.
Or is it one burger?
I say it's one burger.
One burger.
Yeah, it's one burger because you only have one burger patty.
See? Yeah, interesting. But with this theory, it has two tops and bottoms. I I just proved you all wrong.
You know you did not.
No, you didn't.
Lori. I don't know where you get that from.
JD says, question
proved
for
nothing.
Roz. Yeah, I think that second part that you just brought up,
It
we
made
all
no
agreed.
sense. I zoned out because I didn't understand what you were saying.
And we all agreed, man.
yeah.
JD says, question for Roz. At your wedding, if
Yes.
you choose to go the conventional route, because besides your mom, Kevin, and Rich, right? So your mom's husband, and your brother,
Yeah.
who else on your side gets front row? And does Damnit Maury even make it in the first 5 rows?
Well, we don't even know if Damon Maury's coming to the wedding.
Right. You got to work your way into the wedding.
He can earn his way into the wedding.
Great idea.
But no, I have not thought about any of that stuff. I think that when you're talking about rows, like you're talking about the ceremony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't thought about the ceremony yet. I don't really want people sitting. Like, I don't know. Like,
Standing only?
yeah, well, because we're not going to get married in a church or anything like that, right? And yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm moving farther and farther away when it comes to thinking about the wedding from anything that is sort of traditional, even in the logistic sense of things.
Sure.
Right. So I don't know. But no, I have not even thought for 1 second about where I would put somebody.
Okay.
No, not at all. Now, I did think for one hot second if there was going to be the possibility that people would come that didn't like one another.
Yeah.
I get very excited about that.
Because then you'll seat, or I guess
Excuse me.
if there's no sitting room,
Yes.
have all those people kind of like in close quarters, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Be forced to mingle. and
Yes.
Forced conversation.
Yes. And then I started
It's
thinking,
so awkward.
who really hates Maury that I could invite?
That's going to be a packed
And
house.
then I started thinking,
Yeah.
who does Maury really hate that I could invite and not invite Maury?
No. So this wedding is just one
what I've
massive
ever
troll
done
job.
to you.
One massive troll job.
Yeah, no. I have not thought.
Can I just say, I love that
Yeah.
people know Kevin's name. That really, really makes me happy.
Yeah,
I
my
love
mom's
that guy.
husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know that's great.
Lynn's Brownie says here, do you have a teacher that really inspired you growing up? If so, what grade and what subject did they teach?
No,
Nobody?
Two.
Two.
Maury?
Mrs. Collict and Mrs. Bullen. Mrs. Collict was my grade 8 teacher who was just the coolest person ever.
What are you rubbing down there?
Oh, my headphones.
You started
know.
talking about your teacher, and you started like we only see Maury like on a Zoom call, right? And as soon as he started talking, he started rubbing something like out of frame.
Using your right hand because we can only
Like,
see from chest up.
like vigorously too. Like, yeah, stop that! Don't make that motion when you're on the Zoom call,
So
man.
what happened with Miss Collick?
What's going on
Oh,
with
she
you?
was so super cool. And like then 20 years later, I was at high tea and she recognized me, which was really emotional. And Mrs. Bullen was my special ed teacher, who I then saw recently at the Terry Fox run.
What year were you in special ed?
Every year.
Every year. What does
Yeah.
that mean, special ed? Like, what did it
I
mean
just
where you
help
went to
with my
school?
math and help with, reading and writing, like everything.
Like, was it so when your special ed class was that sort of kids who just needed a little extra help, or did you have kids in your class that had some like serious developmental issues?
No, just people that needed a little extra attention.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, because special ed in one of the schools I went to was a very different thing, right? Like it was, there was, you were in junior high and there was like one kid who I swear to God was 21 years old.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but they're still going to school every day
Sure.
and like hanging out and everything else. So you were in special ed starting in, do you remember when you started in special ed?
I want to say grade 5.
Okay. And
5
This is
till
Mr. Cole, and he had massive knuckles. I remember that.
excuse me, who remembers somebody's knuckles?
That's
a weird thing to remember.
Well, because he had monster hands, and I was really
Yeah.
afraid of his monster hands.
Oh.
And if he ever came to like touch my paper and point to something, I was like,
Yeah.
ah!
And he's like, take this kid out here, put him in special ed, okay?
And he used to give everybody these plastic, sort of weirdly shaped triangles that your pencil fits through,
Yeah.
so that you put your hand on the sides of the pencil, and that teaches you how to hold a pencil.
Right. And did
I've seen those.
Did it
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah?
But I
Okay.
remember him touching
I've
my
seen the way
hand
you write.
and
It doesn't
placing
work.
it.
I know.
But Mr. Cole was placing my fingers on the square, and it was just I can't get that out of my head how creepy that was
So
because of his monster hands.
So they taught you how to hold a pencil, but nobody taught you how to spell.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Some things stick.
Yeah.
Shem, do you have a teacher from
You do, huh?
wherever?
I've got two teachers.
Okay.
In grade 3, I had a teacher named Miss Fleming, and Miss Fleming taught me, like, she introduced me to like oldies music.
wow.
Yeah, like so I learned things like the Beach Boys and
The Hollies.
Tony Orlando. Like I used to sing that in grade
Really?
3 and 4. Yeah. So she really introduced me and really encouraged me to sing.
Yeah.
So I give her a lot of credit. And then Mr. Consul in grade 11. Grade 10 was a bit of a rough year. I was in a different school
Yeah.
at the time. Had a lot of bullying. Went to a different school in grade 11. Mr. Consul was the teacher that really gave me my confidence back.
Yo, hold on.
that's great.
Is his first name Mike?
Mike Consul.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
know that guy.
You know Mike Consul?
He's from the neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Come
I know
on
Mr.
now.
Consul. Mike
Yeah.
Consul.
Yeah, Mike Consul.
Shoot, small
Jeez.
world.
Yeah, man.
Weird because I'm like so much younger than you, Shem.
Exactly. Exactly. Maury, what were your teachers' names again?
Mrs. Collict and Mrs. Bullock.
And Shem, your teachers' names again?
Miss Fleming and Mr. Consul.
There we go. Always good to share.
I had
Teachers.
grade 8 was Mr. Worth. He was really nice.
Yeah.
He was really, really down to earth and cool and was very patient with everyone.
Yeah.
And then in high school, there was a teacher that I really liked, and he was like the cool teacher. He was our band teacher. But then, like, I found out a couple of years ago, he was like arrested
For
for
mucking around.
allegedly,
Yeah. Okay.
like inappropriate behavior with students.
Wow.
Yeah. So he
Jesus.
quickly jumped off that list for me.
Yeah, that's tough, huh? When you
Right?
got a
And we
teacher
were
like
in,
that.
you know what, guys? We were here in the studio
Yeah.
when I saw his face flash up on the news channel.
No.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what?
No.
How did we not cover that then?
No, why? No, why would we talk
Jeez.
about that?
We're talking about it now, so clearly
Like,
it's not.
all the sexual assault stories that we've talked about on the show? With,
Yeah, no, there's a connection.
yeah, no, I know.
And then there was just one other, he wasn't really a teacher, but he was like the guy that was in charge of all the AV stuff. I used to hang out, or a bunch of us used to hang out with him a lot at school. He was just like a down-to-earth, nice guy. You could talk to him about anything. Mr. Kish. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
You didn't have any?
No, not really.
anyone
I
in
mean,
school,
all my
huh?
teachers are all the same. I had a couple teachers that were cool. But see, I also, because I grew up in a small town, right? Like I also had friends whose parents were my teachers. So like you would go to
Oh,
their
yeah.
house, right?
Right.
And like their dad was like the science teacher or whatever.
Would that be
right?
weird, though?
Yeah, it was weird.
Like if they were sitting at the
It was
table,
always
like if
weird.
the teacher, the parent, whatever, the teacher, your teacher,
Yeah.
but your friend's parent was sitting at the table grading,
Right.
like would you ever wonder, like if your name or if the assignment that you were given is in that stack?
I don't know if I ever had a teacher who was my current homeroom teacher that I was also friends with. But I had a teacher, like I became friends with somebody whose both parents taught at my school. Both of them were teachers at the school. And then like nothing was ever like really weird, but only, you know, like nothing was ever weird. But there was one guy whose mom taught at the school. Was it his mom? It was mom taught it. She worked in the office. She wasn't a teacher.
Yeah.
She worked in the office is what it was. And I remember I was at their place and I saw her in like a bathing suit one time.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, that's weird to see like somebody in the
Yeah,
school in a
yeah,
bathing
yeah.
suit,
Uh-huh.
right? Like just weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you're just not used to it, right? Like at
It's like when
all.
you see, like on a weekend or whatever, and you see one of your teachers, like you're with your parents, and you see one of your teachers like at the mall,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
I
you
always
run the
found
other
that
way.
kind of awkward.
Run the other
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. It's like when the teacher used to shower in front of you.
What?
Wait, what?
Say it again?
Huh?
That never happened.
Never happened?
No?
Okay, hold on here now.
Wait, what class is this?
Well, okay, hold on here. So we had my junior high, we had a pool in the school.
Yeah.
And so for like 1 month out of the year, like usually February, your gym class, you had to do swimming, right?
Yeah.
And the teacher would like make you shower after you swam so
Okay.
kids wouldn't go home smelling like chlorine.
Yeah.
Right? And it was one communal shower room. And we would all shower like with our bathing suits on and just
Yeah.
sort of like wash. But the teacher would just come in and lather up and like nude and just shower with us. And if we weren't like washing our hair, like he would like just stand there and yell at us to wash our hair.
Oh my God.
But he was like full nude, like big bush,
so
all
much
lathered
fun.
up.
That
and
would
everything
never
else.
be allowed now.
No.
Why did the teacher just shower when everyone left?
Because we all just did it together. It was just like the thing.
No.
Right? You just went
Wait,
in.
you know what? This sounds so familiar. I think you've talked about this
Yeah,
before.
yeah. You went in
Right?
and he would just like, he would lather up his butt and like his groin and everything else and all sudsy.
Yeah?
And he would just like, he would talk to you while
Irish
you were
spring it
there.
up.
Irish
He would
spring it
talk
up.
to
I
you.
saw, like, how many of your teachers' penises have you seen?
No.
Zero.
Zero.
That'd be
Zero.
number 0.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, come on. I've seen, I think probably 4 or 5 of my teachers' penises.
4 or 5.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen my dentist, but none of my
Yeah.
teachers.
Excuse me.
Okay. This is you know what? This is a great time to end the podcast. Thanks very much for submitting all of your
All right,
questions.
who in the room has seen their dentist penis?
It's a wild oral exam.
Oh man!
That
Akis
is-
925. You'll see a picture
I'll take
once
the
a week
gas.
that reads "Ask Roz Mocha." Just
I'll take the gas, please.
ask your questions there. This has been the Roz Mocha Show podcast. Thanks for listening.
Now spit.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.